Welcome back to the Ed Show, and finally tonight, now just bear with me here. Close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Let's play along here. Close your eyes for just a minute, and let's just join together in a little exercise here. It's the future. The first Tuesday in November 2012. Polls around the country are closing, and now they're closed. And then the announcer comes on and says something like this. The polls around the country are now closed, and MSNBC projects that Congresswoman Michele Bachmann will be the 45th president of the United States. You can open your eyes now. I don't know about beating President Obama, but I know she can beat the Republican field. That's the scary thing. And if her comments today are any indication, she's going to run.
I'm in for 2012 in that I want to be a part of the conversation of making sure that President Obama only serves one term, not two.
CNN reports Bachmann plans to file papers to form an exploratory committee, possibly before June. An exploratory committee, you know what that means? That means a candidate can raise money for a presidential campaign, and nobody's better. It's something Bachmann really is an expert at, as she told Fox News this afternoon.
I have been able to raise more money than any member of the House of Representatives in the history of the United States Congress. I've been able to demonstrate broad national support, and I think looking up to the 2012 election, money won't be the only issue. I think we will be able to raise all the money if I should decide to go forward.
Raise all the money she needs? Bachmann raised a record $13.2 million for her race in 2010. How? Well, let's just say she's connected.
How can I help you raise money?
Well, people could go to MichelleBachmann.com.
We should have a fundraiser for you, Michele.
I will take it.
Bachmann is the original Tea Party darling in Congress. Remember, she actually called for the media to be investigated as un-American activities in Congress were taking place.
What I would say is that the news media should do a penetrating expose and take a look. I wish they would. I wish the American media would take a great look at the views of the people in Congress and find out, are they pro-America or anti-America?
Unfortunately for her, that investigation never materialized. But on issues like cap and trade and health care, Bachmann is a Koch brothers' dream candidate.
Carbon dioxide is portrayed as harmful.
I want people in Minnesota armed and dangerous on this issue of the energy tax because we need to fight back.
We now have an imperial presidency.
That takes us to gangster government.
A gangster government.
Really, now in Washington, I'm a foreign correspondent on enemy lines.
There's only one thing they want, and that's government takeover of healthcare. This is it for freedom. This is socialization of America. As the American people realize this is it, just like that brand new Michael Jackson movie that came out, this is it. This is it for freedom.
Wow. I missed that one. And she now wants to take it to the White House? Bachmann sat by and watched President Bush run up national debt. Now that a Democrat is in the White House, she says our national debt is the new slavery.
It's an underlying issue in the struggle of our time is a slavery of a different kind. It is a slavery that is a bondage to debt and a bondage to decline.
And, of course, Bachmann likes to just make stuff up. She's good at that, too. Like last week when she said the first shots of the Revolutionary War were fired in New Hampshire. I didn't know that. Or 2 years ago when she tried to slime the president with a lie about swine flu.
I find it interesting that it was back in the 1970s that the swine flu broke out then under another Democrat president, Jimmy Carter, and I'm not blaming this on President Obama. I just think it's an interesting coincidence.
Of course, the first swine flu outbreak happened under President Gerald Ford, but who's keeping score? A Republican. That's what Gerald Ford was. So if Bachmann hands you campaign literature that says swine flu is a Democratic problem, don't believe her. Then again, she can always just recycle the campaign ad after she called for the McCarthy hearings in Congress.
I may not always get my words right. I'm Michele Bachmann,
and I approve this message.
Oh, yes. Joining me now is Laura Flanders, host of Grit TV and Free Speech TV, also the author of the book At the Tea Party. Laura, thank you for joining us tonight. You take it away after seeing all those wonderful sound bites.
You, I can see, are just getting warmed up for this, and I can see why. I mean, imagine, Democrats are all over the country thrilled at the prospect of Bachmann exploring, because it's a whole lot more fun than having, I don't know, the Romneys and Palentis.
What about the money? She can raise the money.
She can raise the money, but I think, and she does have support, and you just laid it out very well. The question, I think, though, on a serious point, is just what is her base looking for? I mean, as debates over economic justice are breaking out all over the country, in her state, St. Paul saw 1,500 public employees rallying this week, talking about this being a tax crisis, not a budget crisis, talking about, you know, cheap labor policies that are destroying unions in the middle class.
Can she get the nomination?
Who the heck knows? The point is the debate over what it is to be a populist is about to get very real, because it's hard to be a populist when your agenda is the billionaires, and when there are some real populists out there, I think the Koch brother funded sort have a hard time getting traction.
She's a dream to the Koch brothers.
She's a dream to you, I think, Ed.
Well,
I mean,
she's going to be good for
fun.
cable, that's for sure. But I think that she can win the nomination. I do think she can win the. I know she can win Iowa.
Well, one of the things that I think we're seeing, though, in her base is that the views are getting much more extreme of the Tea Parties as this economic discussion is happening. In fact, what you're seeing coming out of the base is support for wild and wacky anti-abortion laws, the kind of union kid-crushing legislation that you talked about. And I just don't think that's going to win the nomination. Certainly not going to win the election.
Laura Flanders, thanks for your time tonight. Appreciate it.